can see there's a rope hanging off it. That's not creepy at all. And there you go. That's nice. I got my wellies, and I'm ready to go in if I need to get up close up with these plants. It's very boggy. You can see I'm sinking. So a bit of history here for you. But I thought this was a plants video. No, you're here for history too. I heard a knock. I'm not sure what that was. Supposedly that's Bigfoot's doing that. That is one of the carnivorous plants. And I'm currently in South Windsor at the South Windsor Reserve, and this is a video that I thought I'd bring to you guys. It's a video about aquatic plants, preferably the ones in the Castlereagh or Cumberland Plain area. So currently in this dry bed here, which is full of water due to some rain that we've had. So we had a bit of rain, which is good. So what we're going to see today is going to be well in the water. So there's a few dry beds out here that are like this. They will fill up after water. You get a lot of these plants that will actually be here, like these sedges. These are actually, this one is actually from Africa, African species, and so we'll be going further down the track. There's a spot where there's heaps of aquatic plants, and we'll go and actually have a look at them, and yeah, we'll check it out. So follow me down to the track and we will head there. In this creek, I see a dragonfly over there just above the water, but yeah, I was here a couple of weeks ago and this creek was completely dry, but you still have some plants that still hang on. Now this is a cypress grass, just like sort of the related kind of, I think related to papyrus, could be wrong, but this is could potentially be a weed. I'm not very sure. There is some weedy species of cypress out here, but this one is very common. I see it all. I've got it in my backyard actually. After all that rain we had here in Sydney, it's and also here there's some juncus. Now I'm not exactly sure on the species. Juncus is not my forte, but I can definitely put that name up for you. But as you can see, that's the seed there, and you can see it's just a small, really fine leaf sedge. Looks like it just sits here and waits for when rains come, and then it starts growing again, which has been quite often. So these guys will obviously spread by seed going down the creeks when there's some water flow, and they are very good at holding in banks of the creeks to ensure that the banks aren't washing away and stuff like that. There you go. There's a, where'd he go? Oh, they're dancing. There he is. Some dragonflies right in front of us, just scooting around, loving it. So yeah, anyway, yeah, there's some of the sedges and reeds that you'll get alongside these creeks. So yeah, maybe a Melaleuca species here as well. So they're classed as estuarine. Some species are estuarine species, or species that are found close or near or in water. So you have these little guys here. You can see they have their little fruits on them, really hard woody fruit, typical of Metaceae to have hard woody fruit. Now these are all dotted around these creek lines. Now they're obviously sticking around much more longer than some of these smaller plants, so definitely a lot of plants can be either annuals or perennials, so that's usually a good indication there's water around. If you see Melaleucas, they're often associated with water. So here we go, we got, looks weird, looks like it's, I'm not sure if that's man-made or what, but that looks like a little built up area of rocks. Now they're very important, so obviously rocks, branches, trees that fall into the creeks, they really help slow down the water and create these sort of like little ponds where frogs and fish, native fish, and yeah, birds can come in and feed, and also animals can, you know, drink from. But they're definitely small little eco pools that will accumulate with just the slowing down of the creek. Often people like farmers, they'll clear an area and they'll pretty much pull everything out of it, so you're left with the water actually rushing away much quicker than it should, and definitely not staying longer than it can. So yeah, that's the sort of idea of slowing down the water. As you can see, there's some over here, there's a little dip. Now that would be full if we had a decent amount of rain. So you've got another little pool there, and these trees and the branches, they kind of make that opportunity for that pool to happen. So yeah, there's a little bit of a ecology of the creeks, of the dry bed creeks. So we're just walking along and we spot these kangaroos in this opening here. They're watching us. They're very big. They're watching us. It's very quiet here now. We're up near the river, near the road, and that was quite loud. But once we get into this bushland, see, they really blend in. They're evolved to blend in to the bushland here. You wouldn't know what. I saw it in the corner of my eye movement. So this time, I've been here before. I did film here before, but I wasn't happy with it. I came with my wellies. I got my wellies, and I'm ready to go in if I need to get up close up with these plants. Oh, there they go. Hopping away. We won't bother you guys. We'll leave you guys alone. We'll keep going. Onwards. So you're probably wondering, we're in the middle of the bush, and you're probably wondering why these giant troughs are here. Now these troughs are actually for cows to drink out of, because last time I was here, I asked about them because I was just here by myself, and then this elderly man with his grandkids just happened to walk through, and I'm not sure where they came from because the car park had no other cars when I went back, so he must have walked through here somehow. And then I asked him, I'm like, oh, what's with all this what's all these you know, what was this before it all grew back? And he's like, oh, it used to be cow paddocks. Now this all used to be very open land. It was actually cleared, and over the last maybe 50 years, 40 years, all this has been coming back and regrowing, and these troughs are kind of making little habitats in there. Just an interesting thing. You can see the old timbers where they used to have a fence or something like that. And I'll take you down here. There is an old water tank just down there, and that would have been pumping the water up to these troughs to for the cows to drink. So that's really interesting. So it was kind of random that guy was there though, but it was very helpful, the information. So this was actually part of Riverston Meatworks, where they had a lot of land, and back then they obviously cleared a lot of the land for cows. So it's just amazing that this all grew back, and it's now just looking almost after itself. This vegetation did have fire go through it, sorry, and so it has been burnt recently. But here's the water tower. As you can see, there's a rope hanging off it. That's not creepy at all, and that would have held a lot of water for the cows. And I presume there was a pump, and you can see the remains of a windmill. So there's the base of it. That would have been right next there, and there's the windmill in the creek. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So a bit of history here for you. But I thought this was a plants video. No, you're here for history too. Anyway, this is an artificially made dam. As you can see, there is a creek that naturally runs down the side of here. So there is a natural incline, and here we're going up to the dam that's here. Now, this dam obviously houses a lot of aquatic plants and a lot of wetland plants. So we'll go have a look around. It's a very wet loving plant. It's Folly Drum, and it has really unusual 2 petals on it. Just 2, one at the top, one at the bottom, and it houses those stigmas in there, and it goes off up the racemes. It'll start on the bottom and then keep going up, and then it gets these seed little capsules. I don't know if you can see in there, 3 parted seed capsules full of little brown seed in there. And yeah, it's a beautiful plant. It's a really nice plant. I recommend to have it along a dam or a pond or something like that. They are perennials. When it does dry up, they do disappear in seed, so that's really important to know. These guys do not like drying out. That's why here we have a overabundance of water, and there's different other species as well here. Unfortunately, we've got alligator weed. Now that's really bad for our ecosystems, because our river and lakes and stuff ecosystems, because it actually clogs up the water. Now, as you can see there, it really gets really thick on top and clogs out the oxygen. So it's not really great for oxygen if all your invertebrates, animals and stuff like that need oxygen. So yeah, really nasty weed there. So I heard a knock. I'm not sure what that was. Supposedly that's Bigfoot's doing that, but I'm not terribly sure. So we'll go around here. And last time I was here, I know it's not going to be an aquatic plant, but I did see an orchid here. It is here. It's as you can see, it's got some seed pods on it. That's the Podium punctatum. I think in my Instagram, I did put this up. I don't know if it's still there or not, but I did put that picture up of it when it was flowering. You know, unrelated. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There it is. There's a hole there. I'm not going to go too near that hole, but there you go. A ground orchid. I believe it's a saprophyte, so it will actually grow underneath trees and connect to the roots. So that's kind of handy when you're an orchid. You can't really make your own nutrients and energy and stuff, so they rely on symbiosis with fungi. And sorry, I just heard a noise. Let's have a look at it. There we go. Just finishing up. Has really nice spotted flowers. There you go. That's nice. Yeah, really nice spotted flowers. Don't know why it's here. It's obviously been dug up on a bank. And this bank, as I said before, was artificially made. So I don't know, maybe it was disturbed. And yeah, so we have Gudinia as well. This is like a swamp Gudinia here. You can see there's the typical yellow Gudinia flower. Some species are yellow, but these ones are actually that you can get mauve in the family Gardeniaceae. I don't know if you can see down there, but there's a skink on that rock just hanging out there. Oh, someone just moved there. We got YOWIE here. YOWIE has the 4-petaled yellow flowers. Actually, oh, here we go. See down here, guys, that is one of the carnivorous plants. We're just gonna pick it out. Here we go. Here is the carnivorous plant. It actually has little bladders on it. Sorry about that. It has little bladders in there, so it actually captures insects in the water as well. So it has a really pretty flower. I've got to look back on the photo I took and I can identify the species. But yeah, there is aquatic carnivorous plants, believe it or not. But yeah, there's they do flower above the water. Unfortunately we've missed them, but I'll put a picture up on them. And yeah, on those little bladders you can see there, they'll capture little insects. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's awesome. And we can't really go too far in here, but definitely it's a good spot for all these aquatics. We have another aquatic plant. I'm not exactly sure on what it is. It is a quite reedy plant, but we'll put that up as well. I'm always learning on these trips. As much as I know a good deal about plants, I'm always learning about new species. My castle ray plants I need to work on, but yeah. Anyway. I just made a knock then, as I heard a knocking noise before. It's quite loud. I don't know anything about Sasquatch and Yowies here, but did hear a knock. So I'm just knocking back on this tree. Not exactly why I'm filming this, but I have been looking at Sasquatch videos, stuff like that. You're a knockback, I'll let you know. It's good to have this dam around. I know it was artificially made, but it houses a lot of plants. So these places are great to keep these things going. And we have another, it's almost like there's another swamp area that comes off this damn wall. This damn wall! But we'll just go down and have a look. I'm trying to use a stick here to embrace myself. I didn't hear a knock here before. not sure what that noise was, but we're not too far from people. I don't think there's a Sasquatch here or anything. Just by the water edge there is Myrophyllum. I think it's gracile or gracile, Bry's linear. So I think that means something to do with maybe the linear leaves on it. Often that's what the case is you have a description of the leaves or the flowers, but there can be exceptions. But yeah, that's another little herb that we found along the side here. There is a Myrophyllum aquaticum, which is actually an invasive species. I think it was brought in by maybe the aquatics trade, the fish trade, where it's gotten out into these areas and run amok. Because it's so easy to propagate, the stems just hit the ground or hit wet soil and just replicate themselves. So yeah, I did see some fluff just here, and I think that is some seed off something. I'm not sure, must have floated in here, but there is certain species that will have fruits that are actually will come and float in to this water, and they just, those seeds will eventually like find the water and actually put down roots and start growing. So there's different methods on how these plants will spread their seed. They're either when the water comes, it floods and then moves the seed, or a bird might take it. It might be done by wind. It might be done physically by just knocking the plant. It's just really cool. It's just really cool to see these environments like this. The frogs, you know, there's lizards, there's snakes, there's all sorts of stuff here. And here we go. All right, well, we're gonna go look at the other side of this dam, and then I think that'll be it. We have Valsinaria, and that is a aquatic herb that majority of it is just under the water, but the leaves sit on top of the water, and then it has that inflorescence that pokes out of the water. You can see one right in front of you. You see the long strappy leaves, and then the inflorescence just comes up. I don't know if you can see those white flowers over there. Well, that's Atalia, and that Atalia is actually quite a rare species, not really common. So it was collected in July 1802 by Robert Brown, and yeah, not very common. I've not seen many of them, but they have beautiful white flowers sticking up above the water, and often you'll get a lot of insects, native bees, and all that sort of stuff coming in and pollinating them. That's why they need to sort of have those floating flowers to able to get pollinated. And just a beautiful swampy area. You don't get many of these swampy areas anymore. A lot of them were drained for livestock and stuff like that. It just didn't help to have wet areas, and unfortunately the farmers back in the 1800s were draining these swamps. But this is obviously created because of this dam wall, and a lot of moisture comes out of this dam. It's probably not very sealed properly anymore. Oh, look at this. This is that inflorescence. This is the swamp Gudinia. As you can see there, typical 2 petals on the bottom and the presenting 3 petals on top. And bees love these, native bees love these. So you can imagine these are pollinated by bees, all sorts. And it's just heaps of them. You can see the leaf serrated, kind of purplish. It kind of goes purple when you know, when it gets colder. This is like an a method of trying to like tolerate the cold. We have some other plant here. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's got little star flowers. I think I have a similar species at home, but you can see there it has a pink, oh, there's a spider there. It has a little pink, no sorry, yellow bit on that middle sepal, that main top presenting petal, and then it's got that purple sort of lines and a bit of purple towards the stigmas. Quite a low growing little plant, tiny little leaves. Looks like it locks in the soil, so it would be good at locking in the soil, keeping the soil from like washing out. But this is a cool little area. You can see it's been flooded previously, and these Phragmites have like dried off and died. They don't, at the same time, they don't like drying out. Yeah, it's just really interesting. Just pull up a bit. You can pull up a bit. We'll replant it. It's just got these rhizome white little roots. I'll put that up, what that is. I'll check it out for you guys. Yeah, it's really cool what you can find in these areas. Yeah, heaps of Gudinia. Here's another inflorescence. Other side of the dam, and we can't come across Typha orientalis. Now, Typha gets around with these, as you can see, these woolly spears. Anyone who's had a dam or a creek, and they've had this stuff in here, it's found most of the east coast. Most of Australia has it, and it obviously has got this this woolly seeds, and they just blow in the wind everywhere. Whee! And so yeah, that's what we saw over there. So it does get around, and I think, pretty sure you can eat the roots on it as well. The roots are edible, and they get tall. I mean, like maybe nearly 2 meters, but yeah, very tall reed. Yeah, so just a nice sight to see. Very fuzzy, like a bit like a top of a candy floss. We're on the way back, and yeah, that's the video, and I hope you guys like it. Make sure you actually like it and subscribe and become a member of the New Growth and Creative page. And together we'll learn about plants in your local area, in my local area, wherever we get to, we will learn all these plants that we come across, and I hope you're enjoying that. Make sure you subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you know, you miss out on the other videos. I'm definitely going to have some bigger videos coming out soon. These are only some small ones, but I'm definitely doing some bigger videos soon. There's definitely a video I want to do on the Wentworth Falls conifer that grows on there, and some other stuff too. I'm doing a lot of fish tank stuff coming in as well, so a little bit of mix of terrariums, and so stay tuned for that. So anyway, I'll wear off. See you later. Bye.